almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
Hello, friends new and old. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Jay-Z, and this is Flashpoint Radio. It is Friday, April 6th, 2012. Good Friday, the day we celebrate, mourn the death of Jesus Christ over 2,000 years ago, the death that gave us the freedom we exercise today. He saved us from the slavery of death, so we are free from death and able to live with liberty for the rest of our days on this earth. Thank you for joining me. I would like you to remember to subscribe to my videos. Click it above, like this below, and reshare this with your friends. You can follow me on Twitter at Flashpoint Radio and Facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio. Since today is a day where we celebrate an eternal love for humanity, I figured we might look at how man, sinful man, might go against that and look at some things that aren't really loving in this world. Well, we all know about the Trayvon Martin story and what happened there. Two headlines from that just might get your attention. Reuters, quote, shaken baby syndrome used in defense of Trayvon Martin's killer. Well, looks like a lawyer who might be working for the defense of George Zimmerman actually got on TV and said that he is claiming shaken baby syndrome as for one of the reasons why he might have fired his gun to kill Trayvon Martin. And also, this comes to us from the Huffington Post. Trayvon Martin cased armed neo-Nazis patrolling Sanford. So now we have armed members of the neo-Nazi organization, the National Socialist Movement, patrolling Sanford, Florida. If you didn't know, a majority maybe not a majority, but a number of neo-Nazi organizations and white supremacy organizations have been infiltrated by the FBI, the Anti-Defamation League, and the Southern Poverty Law Center. And that is who runs these organizations, because especially when things happen that escalate situations. So watch out for that. But these are just stupid articles, and we need to ignore the fact about this and let this be handled internally and locally. But anyways, the national media are mostly Democratic representatives, and a lot of people in the media are now calling for gun control and into what they call vigilantism. So funny that African American or black spokesmen are coming out saying we need to stop this vigilantism and call the cops when cops need to be called. Well, we went over last week on Flashpoint Radio the fact that over 90% of black murders in this country, or black murder victims, are murdered by other blacks. And I think it's 86% or another high percentage of just overall murders are committed by people of the same race. So race murders are not an epidemic in this country. But I find it funny that they are saying into vigilantism. Way to come for our guns. Well, this would go right into this other story from Pasadena, California. We're going to go clear across the country. This comes to us from CBS Los Angeles. Pasadena police chief speaks about death of Kendrec McDade. Well, I guess March 25th, a few weeks ago, a young man, Kendrec McDade, was killed by a Pasadena police officer. The story goes as this. Oscar Carrillo called the police when someone was stealing his backpack. I believe it was from his car. He called the police and stated that two armed black men robbed him, or were robbing him. Police come. They go after Kendrec McDade and the other gentleman. He decides to run, as a lot of people might do, especially when they're performing, allegedly a misdemeanor or a minor crime. If a police officer comes, you probably run just to get away. He ran. I guess they cornered him or stopped him, and they say, the officer said that he put his hand to his waistband. He thought he was going to reach for a gun, and so he shot and killed him from his car. He didn't get out of his car. This was a drive-by shooting by an officer. And while he was shooting the young man, another officer was also shooting the young man. No weapon was ever seen. It was a report from this gentleman who alleges that they were robbing him. And what I find funny is he was arrested. They went and arrested this Oscar Carrillo and charged him with involuntary manslaughter, which is crazy. He should be charged with making a false police report, but it was the police officer who decided to take the life of Kendrec McDade, not Oscar Carrillo. So there is no way that I believe he can be charged with involuntary manslaughter. The district attorney this Monday, after the case got, or the prosecutor, county prosecutor, after the case got some attention, decided to drop that charge because it's clearly a baseless charge. If anyone should be held liable, it should be the police. Why are in Florida, Jesse Jackson and Reverend Al Sharpton are calling for the end of vigilantism, and people need to call the police and let the police handle it. Well, this is what happens when you call the police in America. Sometimes, obviously, I'm not making this as a complete indictment of all police officers, so if you take it that way, that is your problem, and you need to grow up and realize that I'm talking about individual situations, but there are things that go on in this country, and there are trends that are very, very scary, and one of them is militarized police and police with itchy trigger fingers. Last time I checked, police were supposed to put themselves in the line of fire for citizens. Their death rate, unfortunately, and it may sound morbid, but their death rate should be higher than the average death rate, correct? They're taking on that task. They're volunteering to be a police officer, to fight crime. So why is it shoot first and ask questions later? I find it very hard to believe that they didn't. They might have felt harm or felt like their lives were in danger, but wait till you see a gun, right? Wait till you see a gun. Don't we have tasers that are called less than lethal, but are actually fairly lethal as well for those that have conditions? Beanbags. Why don't we use these type of things? But they didn't use the beanbags because there was a report of an armed robbery. So they decided we better go live because this is a citizen who might have a gun, and we're here to not uphold the law but to protect our lives. I thought that upholding the law was the number one duty and protecting the citizens of police officers, but maybe not. I say the problem we have in this country is hate and anger from all sides. The FBI is investigating the Kendrec McDade shooting for a racial bias case because there is grounds, I'd say, for that. Of course, I just think this is a problem that a lot of us have, anger towards other people because we have a hard time dealing with our own lives. We need to get over it. We need to realize that we all live here and that we're all each other's brothers. And that cutting you off is not the end of the world, and it is not a need for getting angry. We're going to end, though, on this video I found last week, which is an illustration of anger. And I'm not saying that this is a racially charged incident, but it's a pretty violent incident. So let's go to this video here from South Carolina last week. This is Annette McCullough, a senior in high school at a girls' soccer game, doing what you just saw, grabbing the player's hair and pummeling her with her fists. I get competition, but where does this hatred come from? Where does this violence come from? Seemingly from obviously normal people who aren't criminals. We need to calm down because the government wants us to do this. They want to have a reason to call martial law. They want to have a reason to take our guns. Don't give them a reason. Please don't give them a reason. Jay-Z saying, thank you for viewing Flashpoint Radio. I hope you have a good Friday, and I will see you next time. God bless, and keep your eyes to the sky.